what is the slope of the line given by this equation? Remember, this is a linear equation. It should be in the form y equals mx plus b. Slope is the m attached to the x. So I only have to care about getting the y by itself with the x. So I only care about these two numbers. The 5 does not matter. So I really have 4x equals 7y. I just need to divide by 7, and I have 4 over 7. Positive 4 over 7 is b. 18. For which of the following conditions will the sum of integers m and n always be an odd integer? Okay, so our answer choice is if m is an odd integer, if n is an odd integer, if m and n are both odd integers, m and n are both even integers, or m is an odd and n is an even. Okay, so this one is a little tricky. My suggestion is to always pick numbers for this. So I'm going to use f. If m is an odd, let's say 3, and it doesn't say anything about n, so I'm going to use n. It does say always, so that means that if n is odd, so 3, or n is, let's say, even. Okay. So the sum, 3 plus 3 is 6. Oh, that's automatic, nope. It's not an always, we need an always. So I'll do the same thing with n is an odd integer. So instead I'll have n is the 3, but what about m? M could be odd or m could be even. So again, 3 plus 3 is 6, also not correct. So that one's gone. Next we have m and n are both odd integers. So m equals, I'll say 3, and n is equal to, I'll say 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8, which is not odd. So that is also wrong. M and n are both even integers. So I'll say m is 2 and n is 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. Also not odd, so J is gone as well. Next we have m is an odd integer, so I'll say that one's 3. And n is an even integer, which I'll put 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. So far that's good. Well, let me check another one. I'll say n is 4. 3 plus 4 is now 7. Again, still correct. That's the only one that we even had a check mark for always, because we have to look to see, we were only told m is an odd, but weren't told anything about n, so we have to check both odds and evens. All we know is that they will be integers, and that's it. 19. It's asking what is the midpoint of AB is how many inches from A. So the midpoint of segment AB is how many inches from A. So our midpoint here is how far. So really we need to know how long the entire length is from A to B, and then we can cut it in half. So this is a right triangle. That means we can do Pythagorean theorem to find our hypotenuse. So we'll do 32 squared. 32 squared plus 24 squared, because those are the two legs. Then I'll take the square root of that answer. You can just go and grab it. And we get 40. So this entire length is 40. But I'm going to cut it in half, so I get 20. On this next one, it says triangle DEF. The length of DE is square root of 30. The length of EF is 3, and if it can be determined, what is the length in inches of DF? So in the previous problem, we had a right triangle, so we could use Pythagorean theorem. But question 20 does not tell us what type of triangle this is. We don't know if it's a right triangle, so we can't use Pythagorean theorem. And we have no angles, so we can't do any trigonometry or SOHCAHTOA. So there's no way for us to know what the value is going to be. So that would be a K, cannot be determined, because we don't have enough information. Okay. Next question, I'm going to look straight at the question. It says, what is the area in square feet of the wall surface Laura plans to paint? So she's going to be painting. Okay. Plans to paint the 8-foot high rectangular walls of her room. And before she buys paint, she needs to know the area of the wall surface to be painted. So she has 8 foot high. 2 walls are 10 feet wide, and the other 2 walls are 15 feet wide. So let's go ahead and figure out the area of the walls. So we have 2 walls that are 10 feet wide by 8 feet high. So that's going to be 80, but there's going to be times 2. So that will give us 160. Then the next two walls are 15 feet wide, but again, still 8 feet high. So that's 15 times 8. 15 times 8 is 120. But times 2, that's going to be 240. And we can check that. Times 2, 240. So we know that 240 plus 160 is 400. So she has 400 square feet. So far, that is an answer choice. But the rest of it says the combined area of the one window and the one door in her room is 60 square feet. So she's not going to be painting the window and the door. We just want to know the wall surface. So we know it's not going to be 400 because we have to take away that little bit. It says the combined area of the window and the door is 60 square feet. So we don't have to do any extra math. We just have to take away that 60. So 400 minus 60 is 400 minus 60. That was a syntax error because I had two minuses on accident. Is 340. So our answer should be B.